Hello and a warm welcome to everyone in the Silicon Valley program. Today we are having an e-session with Mr. Amit Patel, who will share his valuable experiences and teach our children about how to turn ideas into business. Also, 14 of our Silicon Valley winners will be pitching their ideas to Mr. Amit. Who are these Silicon Valley winners? 26 students were selected out of a whopping 7,000 plus students who attempted to solve real world problems with technology. Today, we have 14 students who will be showcasing their ideas. Our children worked hard for months, but unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we are forced to have an e session instead of a one-to-one interaction. But the positive side to this, everyone in the world gets to see our little geniuses interact with Mr. Amit Patel, the managing director at Owl Ventures. Hello, Amit. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
We're delighted to have you here, and the winners are very excited to tell you about their ideas. But before we start, let me give you a short introduction of our distinguished guest. Amit has experience scaling several education startups and is deeply committed to building new organizations that will create sustainable and higher quality education solutions. Before joining Owl Ventures, Amit founded Personal Academic Trainers, an after school tutoring company, and created the Quality Assurance Program and institutionalized sales training for Mathnasium Learning Centers and After School Math Learning Center franchise with 1,000 plus locations in North America, South America, Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. Amit also served as the Director of Technology for Success Academy Charter Schools, a premier charter school network in New York City with 45 schools. Amit sits on the national board for You Aspire, a nonprofit organization ensuring that all young people have the financial information and resources necessary to find an affordable path to and through college. He received a BA in Mathematical Economic Analysis from Rice University and studied theater and film at the New York Conservatory for Dramatic Arts and New York University. Amit was an Education Pioneers Graduate Fellow, a Pahara Next Generation Fellow, and he earned an MBA or an MA in Education from the Stanford Graduate School of Business and Graduate School of Education. I would now like to request our CEO, Karan Bajaj, to welcome Mr. Amit and all the students here. Over to you, Karan.
Thank you, Khushi, and thank you, everyone, and welcome today to the second installment of our Silicon Valley program. I think, as I was saying last time, the program is for us the highest ideal of what the company stands for. We'd started the company with the belief that uh, it's kids' natural expression to build and create things, and through coding, we would give them the tools to always be builders and creators. And Silicon Valley epitomizes the best of the ideas that the kids have come up with. And it was kind of a dream for us that we would reach a point in the course where every kid would think independently, right? Through a guided classroom in the beginning, they would get more and more independent. They would come up with ideas independently and would have the proficiency to code a prototype that brings the idea to life. And now when I see the ideas come to life, I'm delighted, I think, by the selection. I hope Amit will be too today. And I want to congratulate everybody, all of the 7,000 plus applications, all of which were actually exceptional, which we've had the privilege to see, to the ones who came into the shortlist today. So congratulations to all the kids. And I'm also very honored to welcome Amit. Amit is one of the earliest investors in Whitehat Junior. I think he's been a great role model for Whitehat Junior. We've learned so much from him. And I think that the principle of what we've learned is that you could create a very compelling business model while having so much impact, right? So Owl does education focused investments, and all of the companies they invest in are special because they all have a mission to create impact, and yet they are being able to create great business models out of it, which I think is profound. And I think Amit and his team are one of the most humble, gracious, and talented people I've had the privilege to meet. So I'm very fortunate that he could be here and review the ideas that the kids have come up with, and in his kind of usual frankness and humility, share how we could make them better. So Amit, over to you, and thank you for being with us today.
Yeah. Thank you, Karan. I'm really excited and honored to be here, and looking forward to kind of hearing all of the pitches as well. Before maybe we start with the pitches, I thought it might be helpful to talk about kind of, you know, the basic steps of turning an idea into a business. Thinking about that, there's a few things that you want to take into consideration. So the first is, you know, kind of starting with what is the problem that you want to solve. You know, all of the students here today have done that. They figured out what it is, the problem that they want to solve. And, you know, this involves understanding what is it that the customer wants, how are they currently trying to solve this problem? Are there other companies that are trying to solve this problem? How is your solution going to be different than the competition or be innovative? And make sure that, you know, you're passionate about whatever problem you're going to solve, because the journey of entrepreneurship is exciting, but it's also challenging, and your passion will be the most important factor on this roller coaster ride. And I'm sure, you know, Karan can attest to that fact through his entrepreneurial journey as well. The second is, who's your team? And, you know, the most successful companies in the world are built by teams of people. So it's important to figure out who's going to be on your team. There's different types of team members. For example, there are co-founders who will help start the company with you. There are advisors who will help the company with strategic decisions. There are employees who will help scale the company. And finding a great team of people is as crucial as finding a great idea, because your team will be your sounding board. And the third is, what's the plan? Once you have your business idea, it's important to come up with the plan. What resources are you going to require for the business? And what is the business model going to be? What are the prices that you're going to charge? And it will be important to do customer research to know how much folks are willing to pay. It'll be important to have your team evaluate your financial plan and give you suggestions as well. And once you have your plan, the next thing to figure out is, how are you going to fund the business? Most businesses require some type of investment capital. Venture capital is certainly one funding option, but it's not the only option. There are several other options, including bootstrapping a business. And bootstrapping a business means that the business is self-funded from day one. So once you have a plan, it'll be important to figure out the best way to fund that business. And then start with the MVP. So once you're ready to build, it'll be important to start with the MVP, or the minimally viable product. It's really tempting to build a very complicated solution before launching, but that will likely result in quite a bit of frustration and inefficiency, because you're going to learn a lot once the users start to interact with your product. And some things will work much better than what you expected, and some things will not work quite how you expected. So therefore, you really want to start with an MVP. And then the last step is listen to the data and pivot. So as you start to get feedback from your customers or your users, it's very important to analyze that data and start to pivot or to make changes to the idea. The better your team is at taking customer data and understanding how to pivot, the more likely you are to build upon your MVP and create a successful, long-lasting, comprehensive solution. So those are kind of some of the basic steps of how to take an idea and turn it into a business.
Thank you, Amit, for taking us through those insightful thoughts of building an idea into a business. I'm sure the young minds attending this have learned a lot and will be ready to charge on with their ideas. We had asked the students to prepare a presentation on the apps that they have created. So without any further delay, we'll have our Silicon Valley winners pitch their ideas to you. First up, we have Ivana, a 9-year-old creator of Angel Investor Kids, an app that is a kids angel investment platform. Ivana, please go ahead and tell us something more about your idea.
Okay. Angel Investor Kids by Ivana Day. About me and my app. Hello, my name is Ivana O'Day. I am a 9-year-old app developer and coder. I've created an app named Angel Investor Kids where kids can seek and possibly obtain financial funding for their business ideas or invest in other entrepreneurs with great app or business ideas. My platform will provide kids from all around the world with the opportunity to post their app or business ideas on my platform and be directly connected with Angel Investor Kids who are excited about investing in them and funding their idea. When I have free time, I like to sail, read, play Minecraft and Roblox, and spend time with family and friends. Why did I come up with this idea? I created this app because there are many amazing kids who do not have access to funding for their apps or business ideas. This is where my app comes in. Angel Investor Kids was created to be an easy and direct access to funding for your ideas. Problems. Lack of financial resources should not be a reason to prevent kids from obtaining capital for their business or app ideas that will shape the future and our world. There are many kids with amazing ideas, but they cannot make the idea happen. It's like if Einstein did not have a notepad with pen and pencil. Kids should not have to be held back from obtaining capital to create things. Solution. Angel Investor Kids is a global app that provides kids the opportunity to seek financial funding from Angel Investor Kids or to invest in other kids. Using the app, kids can fund other kids' projects and ideas with their pocket money. Similar apps: 1. Equity Net, 2. Our Crowd, 3. Angel List, 4. Seed Invest, 5. Life Science Angels. Based on my research, Angel Investor Kids was unique because so far there are no apps for kids to invest in other kids' real business ideas or apps. Please refer to the list above for similar apps I have identified. About the similar apps: 1. Equity Net. You can choose from an investor and contact them. 2. Our Crowd. There are investors of people seeking investors. 3. Angel List. There are a list of angel investors, hence the name. 4. Seed Invest. There are some investors who will invest in you, and you can choose any one of them. 5. Life Science Angels. Angel investors are there to help you in any business. Product demo. Why my app is unique. My app is unique because I have not ever seen an investing app for kids. All the ones I listed before are all for adults. This is why I created Angel Investor Kids, so all kids have a source of capital and investment in their great business and app ideas. Thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Ivana. That was fantastic, and really think that idea is very interesting. I guess maybe one follow-up question for you, if you don't mind, is the person who's providing the funding, do you imagine that they will be providing support and be fully available for the student, or what other ways will they be kind of supporting the student?
Yeah, so basically there's a contact, and when you put in your number and email, that is listed, so whoever the person is investing in, they have direct contact to whoever is investing in them. So they have support, anything they really need. It's mostly investing with real money, but but you could also use support, pretty much anything that the child needs help with their app.
Got it. That's fantastic, and it's a really unique idea. I think I agree with your assessment that I haven't really seen anyone that's focused on kind of creating this type of opportunity for funding for companies that kids are starting.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ivana. Next up, we have Neil, who's a 13 years old creator and of Clean Quest, an app that helps residents to tackle the rising issue
Khushi, I think we lost you.
Sorry, my Zoom kind of crashed in there.
No,
Okay.
I was about to introduce you, but go ahead, please. Yeah.
Neil is a 13 years old creator of CleanQuest, an app that helps residents to tackle the rising issue of pollution. Let's look into what Neil has to share.
Hi, sir.
Hi, Neil.
Okay. So, thank you for having me. And without any further ado, let me take you through the journey of my app, CleanQuest. So, who am I? My name is Neil Malhotra, and I'm a student of Whitehat Academy, Phoenix, Arizona, in grade 8. To me, computer programming and designing is not just a passion or a hobby, it's a way of life. I have been coding since I was 6, and I love to build video games, mobile applications, and design robots. I have built an app called CleanQuest that allows people to report pollution problems to the local authority at a click of a button. The goal of my app, CleanQuest, is, is to give power to common folks like you and me to make a dent in the world and help make Mother Earth a cleaner place. Aside from coding, I love to play tennis, guitar, read, do gaming, and overall just spend time with my family. Now, what was the spark for the idea? Pollution is one of the biggest issues across the globe, whether it is air, water, land, or noise pollution. I got the idea of developing the app 7 months back when I was visiting my friend's house in Ghaziabad, UP. Right outside his home was a huge garbage dump, and I asked him about the smelly situation. He told me that due to this problem, many people were sick in his neighborhood, but he had no quick or easy way to contact or tell anyone who could solve the problem. This made me research a little further into the issue. I think the statistics speak for themselves, making sure that pollution is one of the major problems that need to be concerned as soon as possible. I mean, the population of the world is around 7.2 billion, but most of them do not even have access to the necessities of life: food, water, clean air, etc. Air pollution, according to WHO, has an estimated 7 million people die every year. And waterborne diseases like typhoid, cholera, malaria, etc., are killing 3.6 million of the people a year. So, that is what gave birth to the problem statement. I took the effort to talk to a number of victims of this rising pollution problem. I realized the root was that the right authorities were not aware of the ground level situation and where to focus their resources, which include financial, manpower, and time. One of those targets was my friend, who had a huge water leak outside his house, making it a breeding ground for mosquitoes and diseases. Due to this, he was frequently sick and missing school. But as soon as he was well, within a week he was back on medications, as the root cause of the ailment remained unresolved. Sadly, the second prey of this issue was my grandmother. She keeps on facing serious breathing issues every winter due to the increasing air pollution in North India. Illegal stubble burning in the farms is one of the major reasons why during the winters the pollution levels rise and contribute to the aggravation of the respiratory problems. But not to worry, I came up with a solution. The experiences gave me an idea to create an app that would help the residents inform the authorities about garbage dumps, water leaks, and other pollution problems that they see, along with its GPS location, thus giving birth to my app, CleanQuest. The app automatically takes the user's location, and after clicking the picture with just a press of a button, the directions to the pollution would be sent to the nearest authority for the speedy resolution of the issue. Similar products to mine. Act Now is a social media app dedicated to finding the truth about plastic waste. And the one that was the most similar to mine was the New Jersey application. Even that one takes a photo of the pollution, but rather than sending it immediately, the user must fill out a form of at least 3 to 5 questions. So that's enough about the background of the app. Let us see how it actually works. First, you have the welcome screen, in which it will direct you straight away to the login one. If you're already a user, all you have to do is enter your username and password and just click sign in. Otherwise, just create an account and enter a new one. Once you're done with that, you'll be taken to your home screen. Your location will automatically be taken, and let's say you open the app a little bit before you actually reach the pollution. All you have to do is just press the update location of pollution button and proceed. You just take the photo, press submit problem, the message will be pre-populated, and you can just have to press the send button. The image must be sent separately, and so again I try to make it as easy as possible and just press the button. If you ever get confused in this whole process, I even created a help page so that it can become as easy as pie to use. Let's say you want to see some of your older records and you want to see on how many have you sent so far. Well, just click on the view history tab and it will take you right there. In the history, you'll be able to see the state, the date, the image, and just press on it and you can even see it zoomed in. To encourage the users as well to use the app more and more and submit more and more pollution problems, I even created an achievement page which helps you unlock new titles and badges for yourself. Now, why is my product unique? I mean, why CleanQuest? I believe what sets my app apart from the others is that it's first of all user friendly, as I've mentioned above in the previous slides, that my app just can report an issue of a problem with just a click of a button. Whereas other similar apps require users to either fill out a form, and since time is money these days, less people have patience to fill out, and so the problem remains unresolved. Second of all, my app is scalable. For example, the New Jersey app I just mentioned a few slides above, it's just restricted to one state, whereas CleanQuest currently covers the whole United States. And with little or no development effort at all, more countries can keep on being added, and my goal is to make it the whole world. Second, the app was made with keeping the user in mind, which made it easy to use. As young as a child and 8 years old can report an issue like this now. I believe that with the help of this app, civilians and common folks can make a difference in the world and make it a cleaner place to live in, thus giving voice to the speechless. This is the true purpose of CleanQuest. Also, this app is also the one of its kind and tackles one of the major problems that Earth is facing today, pollution. Thank you for your time and have a good day.
Thank you, Neil. That was great. Really, really interesting, and love the mission of the company. I guess my one question for you would be, as you think, like, I love the global nature of how you're thinking here, and as you think about, kind of finding the right authorities to notify, how would you create the connection to actually notify that authority or identify who the right authority is to kind of be in touch with?
Neil, are you there?
Yeah, I wasn't able to unmute myself for some reason. Okay. Sorry, could you repeat your question?
Yeah, I was saying I love the global nature of what your app is. You were mentioning that there are other apps on the App Store, such as the one that's focused on New Jersey, but you're thinking, you could cover the entire country. You could even potentially cover the entire world. I was curious to understand how you think about creating connections with the local authority and identifying who the local authority is.
So the user can contact the local authorities, or what I've done pre-work.
Okay, and meaning you would kind of create the connection there for them, or the user could identify who the appropriate local authority is to kind of
Okay,
contact.
so first of all, I had taken the effort to find the authorities in every single state of US and listed all the numbers down in a database, so that the minute with an API call, the minute users opens the app, his state will be taken and it will call a read from the database and will get the number required for the authorities. For the user to get in touch with the authorities and see if he can further go and if there's any progress on the pollution at all, he has to once the message has been sent, it will be stored in his messages already, so you can always just go back to the same number and follow up. However, to make this process easier, I plan to add this as a follow-up feature in the CleanQuest app itself.
Got it. That's fantastic. Well, thank
you
you
for the
very
question,
much.
sir.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neil. Next up, we have Manya, who's 8 years old and the creator of Manya Speakaboo, a multilingual learning app for children. Let's look into what Manya has to share. Hi, Manya.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. I'm excited to hear about your company as well.
Okay, so my app's name is Peekaboo. I'll tell something about me. Okay, so my name is Manya Singhal. I'm 8 years old, a grade 4 student of Sun City School, Gurugram. Kids are born with a natural curiosity to know about their surroundings. My app will help them to discover objects. Apart from coding, I love Indian classical dancing, yoga, and reading books. Why the name Peekaboo? We have a game for kids, Peekaboo. So I made Peek, Pick, as the child needs to click a pick. K stands for kids, and Abu is like that. And wait for the answer, Peekaboo. How did I get the idea of this logo? It's a child holding a camera. That's the logo. Okay. Now, what is the inspiration for this idea? My 2.5-year-old sister is my inspiration for this idea, as it will answer all her "what is this" questions. Sometimes parents and family members are busy and cannot answer all the questions of the little ones. With the help of this app, the child can click a picture of an object and Peekaboo will tell the name of the object in the language they understand. Why do we only need Peekaboo? Toddlers need repetition of concepts before they can learn or memorize. But then, what's the problem in repetition? Every child has a different learning curve. It can result in rote learning. Lack of consistent response can confuse a child. Like, if the child shows an apple to his or her mother, maybe the mother says it's an apple. His or her father says it's a Kashmiri apple. His or her dadi says ye to seb hai. So then the child gets confused. And it requires lot of patience and time. As I said, parents, family members, and teachers are busy. Not to worry, Peekaboo is here to solve all these problems. My app helps to identify the object. It is very easy to use and the child can operate it independently. Kids can learn it at their own pace and in the language they understand. The app combines all the important senses, that is, the sense of feel by touching and holding the object, sense of sight by seeing the live object, sense of hearing as the child will listen to Peekaboo talk, and sense of speech as the child will repeat after Peekaboo. And it's a fun way to learn. Customer feedback about the problem when I had not made this app. My mother. Since I was a working parent, a lot of times I felt I could have let you explore a lot more if I were always around you and answered all your questions. And my sister used to say, Didi, why don't you answer all my questions? And when I made this app, I got this feedback. My sister. Thank you, Didi. I loved it. My friend. Lovely app. I will also like to see new features as you described, like facts about the object in the next version. Similar apps like Peekaboo. Tap Tap See can identify anything about a photo. Campfind, a visual search app that can identify any shop or any object. A Peekaboo into my app, a set of instructions you need to follow. Open the app, enter the name of the child, select the language. The app gives 5 options: English, Hindi, French, Spanish, and German. Step 4, click the photo of the object or the person. Click on use photo. Then click on click to find. Press audio button and know the object. Here is a live demo.
A short demo of my app. So first we need to enter the name of the child. Get started. So all languages work. I'll be testing English next. I'm using a laptop here. You can use whatever to test it out. Okay. Now I'll click on use photo. Click to find.
A laptop computer sitting on top of a table.
Okay, and then for choosing another language, you need to click on the settings icon, and then you can again take the picture and all that. And then for going to back to the home screen, you need to click on this power icon. Back.
Okay, so
A short demo of my app.
okay, yeah. Now I'll go. How is Peekaboo unique? It's the only image recognizer meant for toddlers. It has a voice feature in the language of your choice. The child doesn't need to learn any particular language to operate, and it is very easy to use. A few features I wanted to add, but I didn't know it's coding. One, it could be more personalized, more interactive by saying like, "Hey Dhruvi, how's your day going? Have this apple. It'll be yummy." Then I could improve the description of the object. Like it says, an apple sitting on a table. I only wanted an apple. And the app could throw random facts about the object, like saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Thank you for your time. Please download the app from the Google Play Store, and I hope you will enjoy using it. Thank you.
Thank you, Manya. That was fantastic. That was really
Thank
great,
you.
and I love the origin story. The fact that kind of you experienced this with your younger sibling, and that's what gave you the idea. My question for you is, with kids, they're going to be taking pictures of the objects from multiple angles, and not every kid's going to take a picture from the same angle. And so does it matter what angle you're taking the picture from to and how accurately it can identify the object?
Yes, sir. So if they want a better accuracy of the object, so then they need to, keep it from the front. Otherwise, if they take it from the top, the accuracy will not be so nice. So they have to, if they want better accuracy, they need to take it from the front, the picture.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. That was great.
Thank
I
you,
really
sir.
appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, Manya. Next up, we have Aaron, who's 14 years old and the creator of Frogger, a task-solving app for people who wish to volunteer. Let's learn more about this from Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Thank you. Looking forward to hearing about your app.
Thank you. So, okay. Hi, my name is Aaron, and the app that I made was Frogger. where time is essential. Founder information. My name is Aaron Sukiyano. I am in 9th grade and I am 14 years old. I go to Eleanor Roosevelt High School and I'm in the East End program. The sports I like to play are basketball and badminton. Some of my hobbies are watching movies, record and edit videos, gaming, and coding. What inspired me? When I was in Japan for vacation, my family and I wanted to try out a popular restaurant that our friend recommended to us. But when we got there, we saw that there was a huge line. So we knew that if we had spent our time there, we wouldn't be spending our time wisely, and we only had a limited time in Japan. So instead, we had to eat at a fast food restaurant. If Frogger had existed, we could have used Frogger to have someone queue for us and order what we want. And in the meantime, we can accomplish other goals, such as buying a t-shirt at a retail store or booking our next tour for the next day. Another example is getting a new Apple product at an Apple store. Whenever an Apple product releases, everybody wants to get it early, including me. But I knew that some people even wait for days to get an Apple product, whether it be an iPhone 11, an iPhone 12, an iPad. They would wait for however long they would wish. What Frogger could do is request into the queue list for someone to queue for you. And not only that, they can get themselves an Apple product, but they can get you an Apple product as well. So you're basically buying someone's time. So it will result in a win-win situation for both the Frogger and the end user. What inspired me throughout building this app is that I could save time for others to get what they want. The problem that my app will resolve is queuing. Queuing is a problem for most people who don't have the time to waste. Nowadays, we live in a fast-paced world where we strive to manage our time as effectively and efficiently as possible. We can't gain the time that we have lost for unnecessary things because time is essential and valuable. Customer feedback. My cousin Ethan had shared the same experience of a long queue and said that in the end, it wasn't worth it. My friend Shivam also had the same experience where they thought that a long queue is a waste of time and thought that it should have a solution. A possible solution to that problem is to get there early as possible and beat the crowd. Or you could install the Frogger app. You could install the Frogger app to save time and you don't have to get there as early. The best solution is to request others to queue for them because they can accomplish other things while getting the product or food at the same time. Similar products to Frogger are Uber Eats and TaskRabbit. Uber Eats is a mobile app that people use to pick up and deliver food with their own vehicles to end users. What the difference between Frogger and Uber Eats is that Frogger uses the queuing process while Uber Eats uses their own vehicles to deliver. Although TaskRabbit has the same concept of requesting and accepting tasks for others to complete, it is different from Frogger because Frogger weighs heavier on the queuing process and waiting in line, while TaskRabbit can be used in a variety of different ways. So this is my application demo. Here you can see we have a login screen and we can press login to redirect you to the queue list. Here you can see all the requests that you put out. When you clicked on one, let's say buy tickets, you can see all the available volunteers willing to complete the task for you and queue for you. You can hire a volunteer by clicking on the name, and a notification will be sent to them via email. Here is a brief run-through of my app. 1. Select a location. 2. Select a Frogger to hire. 3. Choose a time and put the detailed description. 4. Receive the product from the Frogger. And 5. Finally, release the payment. Why my app is unique. My Frogger app is different from any other app because it offers a specific task, which is queuing. It will also have a feature for hiring a Frogger while they are already in line, and that can save lots of time for the end users. To be a Frogger, it only requires time to do the job. You don't need to have any specific skill sets to be a Frogger. That is why my app is unique. After all, Frogger app is about saving people's time and where, of course, time is essential. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. That was great. I've been in multiple situations where I definitely could have utilized a Frogger. In fact, my last trip to the Apple store was one where I had to wait in line myself. My question for you is, I like the fact that anyone can be a Frogger. Do you imagine doing any type of background checks on folks before they kind of are allowed to kind of be a Frogger on the platform?
Yes, currently my app is a prototype. It doesn't have that kind of feature yet, but in the future, I plan to add a feature to make the volunteer input their driver license or any form of identification so that the end user can know exactly what they're giving their money to.
Got it. That's great. Well, I think you have the right next steps in mind as you're thinking about kind of continuing to build out on this app. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me pitch my presentation. It was a good experience.
Of course.
Thank you, Aaron. Next up, we have Freya, who's a 9-year-old creator of Recycler, which helps to recycle household goods. Let's look into what Freya has made. Hi, Freya.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Freya.
How are
Looking
you?
forward to hearing more about your app.
Okay. This is my app Recycler. Hello, my name is Priya Rajput. I am 9 years old and I study in grade 5, Lotus Valley International School. I want to spread awareness that recycling old stuff is very important for the environment. I like art and craft as my hobby. Why I came up with the idea. I saw a video called The Story of Stuff, which gave me the idea of making this app. Many people don't take recycling old stuff seriously, which can harm the environment. The Story of Stuff is a simple story explaining where does our waste go. What the problem is. There has been a big lack of awareness among the people about recycling old stuff. Many people are unable to contact recyclers, while some of them are unable to find recyclers according to the stuff. When we recycle stuff, it saves factory fuel, which harms the environment. What people said about this problem. Solution of the problem. See recyclers near you, pick recyclers and book your slot. Learn hacks to recycle at home. Similar products. Trashly and iRecycle are similar products to my app. When you open the app, you go to the main screen, where you click on Get Started. Then you go to the login screen, where if you don't have a rep account, you can register and log in with your new account, where if you already have an account, you can log in. Then when you log in with your new account, then you see this screen, where you can choose a recycler. Go to the recharge screen. Go to a screen where you have some upcycling hacks and recyclers near me, which shows a map of recyclers near you. When you click on choose a recycler, you go to this screen. You can choose a recycler, pick a date slot and pick a time slot according to your choice. When you go to the recycling hack screen, you have some videos showing you how to upcycle at home. When you go to the recyclers near me screen, then you have a Google map which shows recyclers near you. How the app works. Make an account, log in with your account, book a recycler and contact the recycler. Why is recycler better? Recycler is an app which can simply be used. Everything is organized to prevent confusion. It even helps us book recyclers near us. Everyone can use it, like schools, offices, and more especially household workers. Thank you.
Priya, that was great. Thank you. Love the mission of what you're focused on. And my question for you is, is it the same rate that kind of all the recyclers charge, or are they able to kind of adjust the price depending on what it is that, kind of is getting recycled or the quantity?
No, the charges are approximate and the recyclers cannot change the charges.
So they can set their own individual rate. I mean, they cannot set their own individual rate. It's approximate, you're saying. Okay, got it. Well, I think that idea is fantastic. And, especially when people are moving or, kind of changing places, like there's always a lot of stuff that they have and they don't know exactly what to do with it. And a lot of that ends up in landfills, unfortunately. So if they're able to leverage your app to kind of recycle that, I think that can be a really great thing for the planet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Freya. Next up, we have David, who is a 9-year-old creator of Safe Zone, which is an app that helps in identifying unsafe regions in the neighborhood. Let's learn more about this from David.
Hello, sir.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Looking forward to hearing more about your app.
Okay. 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 Hello. I'm David Chia. I'm 10 years old and I'm a 5th grader from Tomball, Texas. I created an app that can help people find their safe zone. I want this app to help parents monitor safety of their children when they're entering an unsafe zone. I want them to be able to report any suspicious activity or person in their area in real time and from their safe zone. Something else I do when I'm not interacting with anyone is that I code. I love eating home cooked meal made by my mom, and I help my brothers with their homeworks and I enjoy playing games with them. Why I made this app? I was born in Cambodia and spent 6 years there before I moved to the US 4 years ago. I've seen various problems in daily life here and there, and I want to be part of the community to be able to minimize those that can help or stop through my app. Problem statement. I have received notification from Amber Alerts and other social media and news about abductions, burglary, break-in, and other suspicious activity or person almost on a daily basis, and I want to be here to change that with my app Safe Zone. Solution statement. What my app would do is that it will send an alert to people who register and notify them of a safe and unsafe zone so people can raise their awareness of the surrounding area. How people feel about my idea. My mom thinks it will help the community, it'll keep families safe, and it is a really great idea. My dad thinks it will really help other people and keeps bad people away and prevent something bad from happening. Okay, so first you have to register for an account and then you can log in. Here's the list of the safe zones and unsafe zones. Okay, so when you click one, it'll bring you to this screens which tell you information of that area. You can see the city, you can see his personal experience or some other comment, and then this will tell you if it's safe or not. Here you can update your user details to help the authorities know more about you, and also help the authorities let know if something wrong happens. Here you can add a zone. You can add the name of the area, the city, and your personal experience or comment about it. This you can add it as safe or not safe. Then you can add the zone. Why my app is unique. It is a tool that can help people saving their lives by avoiding these dangerous zones. It can help families and parents monitor the safety of their children. Thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you, David. That was great. And I think there's a lot of folks that would be interested in this, especially parents with young children. I think my question for you is there any option kind of to notify others if you accidentally entered an unsafe zone and you wanted to get help?
Yes, it is an option and many other options I would like to add to my app in the future. But my option is limited to only one feature at the moment.
Got it. No, that's great. And that, aligns well with kind of what I started the session with by saying, starting with the MVP and understanding what users like and what they prefer, and then kind of building on that. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, David. Up next, we have Sagnik, who's a 12-year-old creator of eHelp, a chatbot that connects citizens with local governing bodies. Let's hear more about this from Sagnik. Hi, Sagnik.
Yes, hi, sir. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Sagnik. Nice to meet you as well. Looking forward to hearing more about your app.
Okay, sir. Hello, everyone. I'm Sagnik. I'm 12 years old, studying in Garden High School, Kolkata. I've made an app where people can be benefited by getting their problems solved online. My mission is that no one should suffer or die just because they're poor or because they can access the services they need. These are the basic human needs, not a luxury. I like mathematics, computer, and science. I also like to transform and solve problems using technology. My hobbies are editing videos, playing football, compose my own music, and to solve riddles and puzzles. My idea was embedded when I was only 8 years old. An incident took place behind my life, that is, from my birth, I was taken care by a caretaker who treated me like her own son. She never made me feel that my mother was away from me as if my mother is working. One day I came to know that she died during home delivery as the family members didn't have any contact details of ambulances to take her to nearby health facilities for delivery. It was very painful for me. I couldn't accept it. Most people in India are under the benefits from different they are entitled to. Even if few of them know, sadly, they don't know how to claim these benefits. I want people to get help directly from the government departments without the involvement of the middleman, because sometimes people may get cheated by them. eHelp is an application that I made that will help people to get help information about the various functions of the local bodies by selecting their own city. Other than this incident, there are a lot of problems that take place around us, which we come to know via media. Some common problems in urban areas are then power cuts, open manhole, child marriage, waterlogging, child labor, domestic violence, and many more. I would like to change or like to support people to come out from these problems. What people have said about their problem. I spoke to our domestic helper. She said that there are naked electric wires and waterlogging beside their house. I spoke to another domestic helper. He said he noticed open manholes and garbage dumps at different places in the city. All are having more or less the same concerned areas like electricity, waterlogging, health, safe drinking water, etc. I try to solve all these issues in three ways. Number one, people can easily make a call directly to the concerned local government departments. Number two, anybody who uses the forum can discuss the problem or get information from it. Number three, Anyone who uses the chatbot can get help from it very easily. There is no such app available like eHelp, but there are many apps where they provide one, two, or limited services, like the Dr. Jet app that will help people to locate registered doctors and book ambulance in medical emergency. Another app is Bondhu Kolkata Police Citizen app, which will help users provide few services like medical emergency for the elderly people, helping ladies facing harassment on the street. More or less, these apps are providing one, two, or limited services, but my app eHealth will provide all the services in only one app. So this is the product demo. First, the user will have to go to a screen where there are two cities, means two buttons. One is the main button and another is the chatbot button. Whenever anybody clicks on the main button, it is going to take us to a screen where there are 6 metro cities. Under the 6 metro cities, there are 8 compulsory functions. Under each compulsory function, I've implemented some service criteria, which if we click on it, a text-to-speech module will enable and read the rules for us. After anybody clicks on the forums, the call button, forum and call department button, it will take us to a screen where there are two buttons. One is the eHealth forums and call department. Anyone who uses the eHealth forums will take us to a screen which will look like this. Like all the questions are displayed in a list, and we can also post our own question and people can give answer to it, or we can also give answer to other people's question. The second one is the chat, is the call department. Whenever we click on this, there are 8 numbers. As you can see, we can, if we click on this, pop out or a device alert will alert us that are you sure you want to call. It's up to you. You can choose yes or no. Another one is the chatbot. Chatbot will help users to get their doubts easily, instantly. So this is the flowchart of my eHelp that I already discussed earlier. So why is my product unique? There is no such app available like eHelp where all problems are integrated into one app. My app has a text-to-speech module. There is a call option and forum facilities for call and discussion. My app has a chatbot facility where we can ask questions and the chatbot will reply accordingly. My app has beautiful graphics and quality-based icons. It has a clear text labels and list views anyone can read. My app has a good UI UX design, that means user interface and user experience. I'm happy to inform you that my app has been published in Google Play Store named eHelp. Future plan about my app. I would like to add more cities in my app, include more problematic areas like education, pollution, etc. Include voice command feature like Siri, Cortana, and Alexa. We'd also like to implement notification in forum facility. That means whenever anybody has posted a question and people has given answer or replied to it, means a device alert or a notification will pop out on our devices, alerting or reminding us that a question has been successfully answered. I'd like to add more regional languages like Hindi, Bengali, Marathi, because I've only implemented English in my app. I'd like to add more machine learning in chatbot, artificial intelligence that can provide specific details to user as per their location on the GPS map when they require services. So before I end this presentation, I'd like to conclude that anybody, whether they are rich or poor, who uses my platform can get help from my app successfully 24/7. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sagnik. That was great, and the story that you shared about kind of what inspired the idea was really touching and really moving. So thank you for sharing that kind of personal story. My question for you is, suppose multiple folks are starting to report the same thing on the app, whether it's, let's say for example, a security related situation. Is there any feature in there as you think about, kind of notifying authorities that, hey, there's now, as opposed to just one person reporting this, maybe 100 people reporting a certain situation, and so you should really prioritize this versus some of the other notifications that are coming in?
All the people can report their problem in the same feature. Yes, sir. You're trying to say that means people can do it in the same. Yes. So actually, I have implemented that. Means anybody who uses the forum can get help from it. Call department is also there, where they can actually make calls to the government department and get help from it. So I have also implemented a chat bot where you can get your answer quickly, instantly. So this is how I tried to solve my problem.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And it's great that you've thought of multiple modalities and ways to communicate with folks. So thank you. That was great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sagnik. We next have Abhimanyu, who's a 12 years old creator of Prep Talk, an app that empowers specially able students. Let's look into what Abhimanyu has created. Hi, Abhimanyu. Can we have you here?
Yeah, of course. Hi, today I'm going to share with you a unique test-taking app called Prep Talk that helps special needs students take their school or board exams. But before we get to that, let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm Abhimanyu, a 12-year-old student studying in the 7th grade. I'm also an aspiring coder and developer of apps. I've created the app Prep Talk, which, as I said before, assists special needs students in their exams. I also enjoy math, reading, playing Minecraft, and listening to music. Now, let's see how I came up with the app. Since I started coding, I've always wanted to change the world using my coding skills. I came upon an opportunity to do this in 2019 when I volunteered to be a human assistant for a special needs student. While I prepared with her for her boards and got to understand the special community more, I discovered a problem. Most special needs students are dependent on writers and readers who can prove difficult to find. As I had already gotten an invitation to the Silicon Valley program, I decided to help the special community by solving their issue with a simple tech solution, which could also double up as a submission for the Silicon Valley program. But wait, why are the assistants difficult to find? For special needs students, tasks that we would consider mundane and normal, like reading and writing, are difficult. So they're dependent on other people as writers or human assistants to prepare for and write all exams on their behalf. There are many reasons for this. First, education boards only allow someone junior and unrelated to them by blood to be an assistant. Then, there are issues such as time commitment, date clashes, and travel issues. It is very hard to find assistants, and even once you find them, there are many dropouts. And the COVID-19 pandemic has only added to this problem. The problem can be seen clearly in the diagram provided to the right. Let's look at what people have to say about this. As you can see, both special needs parents and students think that this is a grave matter that has to be solved, as special students are both scorned and disadvantaged in today's society. So, based on the feedback of special needs children and my own research, I finally came up with two solutions. One, to help create a human assistant registry. This can be done using a marketplace model to help match special needs students with prospective human assistant volunteers. Two, to completely replace human assistants with a simple conversational style assistive technology platform like speech to text and text to speech. My app, Prep Talk, seeks to combine both these options under a single app, which is easily navigable by the special needs students. Before I walk you through my app, let's see some similar products in the market. Though Prep Talk has no head-to-head competitors as of today, there are some companies who offer services like speech to text and text to speech, like Nuance and Jaws. Nuance's Dragon Reader is a great speech-to-text software which trains itself to recognize your voice. However, the only problem is that it's extremely expensive and infeasible for many middle-class families. The same can be said for Jaws text-to-speech, which is great, but again, expensive. Let me walk you through the app now. This slide shows the user journey for a human assistant. After account creation, the user reaches the main dashboard and selects the Update Profile button. This lets him register himself as a human assistant, and a unique profile ID gets assigned to him or her. This is when the writer also enters his or her personal details, which are then ported to the Firebase. In case the student thinks the writer is a good match and sends him or her a request, it will show up on his screen as a pending request. The exam date, time, and location will also be visible. Writer 1 can then decide if he or she wishes to accept or reject the invite. It is only after he accepts the request that the student will be able to see his or her detailed data, including the location. Please note that since these are young students, data privacy is key. Writer 1 will also be able to share his preferences, like if you would require drop-off or pick-up, and if he is available to do pre-exam prep session. Now, let's understand how this matching process works from the student's point of view. If the student decides to go with option number 1, he or she will be redirected to a search screen. Once he enters the search criteria, profile IDs of matching writers will be displayed at the bottom of the screen. Before sending a request to these human assistants, the student will fill out details of the exam date and time. We've already discussed the response of the writer in the previous slide. Next, let's shift focus to option number 2, or assistive technology. The screen asks the student to enter whether they require reading or writing assistance. The speech-to-text and text-to-speech screens are shown here with clear and simple instructions on how to use the options in the exam. Finally, why is my app different from any other service? There are many reasons why. First, it combines almost all of the exam-taking features which a special student would require. Second, the multitude of features can let it become a centralized exam-taking hub. Third, the UI is specially curated and made extremely basic to fit the needs of special students. And fourth, the app is free. I believe Prep Talk can not only help over 16 million special needs children in India, but also empower millions in other countries. It will contribute to the government's push for an inclusive education system. This app is a true win-win for everyone. I foresee its application and adoption across both Indian and global markets. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhimanyu. That was really great. And I really concur with your conclusion that we could use a lot more education technology solutions for special needs students. It's a category that gets overlooked a lot. My question for you is, do you have any plans on adding training programs in the app as well, as you think about kind of what else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I think I could definitely add one of those because, as I said, there's not much awareness, so the writers wouldn't be able to know much about what they do. Right now, the writers are handpicked from a few schools by the boards, and the boards, the boards do the payment processing and all. But in this app, I was trying to kind of create. So yeah, I think the writers could be trained, and yeah, that could happen.
Got it. That's great. Well, great job. And thank you for sharing more of the details about your app.
Thank you, Abhimanyu. Next, we have Advay, who's a 7-year-old creator of Hospital Bed Tracker, an app that helps patients find bed across hospitals. Advay, would you please take us through your presentation?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Advay. We are waiting for you to start your screen.
Hello everyone, I am Advait Sukrit. I am 7 years old and I study in class 2 at DPS Patna. I am a Whitehat junior programmer since 2019. I made this app to help people who need hospital beds in emergencies. How did the idea come up? Since March 2020, what I always heard was about corona pandemic. I heard in news channels, and my parents, who are doctors and are on COVID duties, were always discussing about the patients who were being turned down due to lack of beds. This caused a lot of problem for them. As we know that India is the largest
second largest populated country of the world. Its facilities may not reach all. The COVID pandemic and other serious diseases has placed a lot of stress to the healthcare delivery system. Serious patients are being often turned down due to this. They may die outside the hospitals. Can we solve the problem of lack of information about bed? Yes, a mobile app where anyone suffering from COVID and other diseases could log in and inquire the status of hospital beds. They share the symptoms, know if they need admission in a bed. Majority of bed allays their fear. Several apps in the market. Health Delhi government app. Hotel Bangalore. How is my app different from other apps? The email directly goes to the doctors and they can answer all your queries and other questions in the query section. The authorities are directly associated with the hospital, hence bed tracking and being accurate and on accurate time. How does it be login? In the login screen, the patient click on the Get Started button to go to the second screen, the patient details screen. In the patient details screen, the patient has to fill all his details like patient name, patient phone number, etc. And then click on the next button and go to the third screen, the symptom screen. In the symptom screen, the patient has to tick all the symptoms he has like fever, headache, cough, body pain, etc. And then click on the next button and go to the fourth screen, the bed inquiry screen. In the bed inquiry screen,
I think we've lost connection with Advait. In the meanwhile, we'll start with the next presentation while he joins in. We're sorry for the interruption, but we'll go ahead with the next student. Arush is a 12 years old creator of an app called Parently, which is a virtual parent app. Let's look into what Arush has to share. Arush?
Hello and a very good morning to everyone present here. My name is Arish Nath and I'm the founder of Parently. First of all, I'd like to thank you to give me the opportunity to present my application to you. Now I'll quickly tell you a little about myself. My name is Arish Nath and I'm the founder of Parently. I'm a 12-year-old budding entrepreneur currently studying in grade 7. I want to use technology to solve big social problems, and my first app, Parently, ensures that no child lacks a parent. In my spare time, I like to speed cube, debate, and play the piano. So why exactly did I come up with the idea? Well, the inspiration behind my app comes from my cousin. My cousin's father is in the military, therefore he has to travel far away from my cousin for several months. This leaves my cousin alone, and because of this, my cousin feels extremely lonely at times. I believe that there are many other children around the world facing a similar problem of not having one of their parents with them. My app Parently will help millions of such children to overcome the issue of loneliness. So now I'll talk about the problem statement. The problem of children lacking parental support is increasing these days due to the rapid increase in nuclear families, children with divorced or separated parents, or children with unavailable parents in the military, government, healthcare, and so on. Many children, even who have both of their parents, feel shy telling them their problems. Therefore, the problem that Parently addresses is the short or long term absence of a parent in a child's life. I'm not the only one who thinks that this is a serious problem. I asked others about the problem, and this is what they said. My 10-year-old cousin said, I miss my father a lot because he's in the army and he gets posted everywhere. Because he's not with me, I feel very sad. My mother can't do everything, so I need my father also. Then his mother, who's a parent as well as a teacher, said that for a child growing up, both a mother and a father play a huge role. A child psychologically needs both a male and a female parent. Then finally, a PhD in psychology said I feel sorry for children who don't have their parents because both the mother and the father are extremely important for a child. So now let's talk about the solution to this problem. I came up with three solutions. The first was to find adults who want a child and to find children who need a parent in order to help both of them. But this could raise up security issues, therefore, I discounted this idea. The second was to create an informative application about the importance of a parent in a child's life, where this is very good in spreading information, but it doesn't really work towards overcoming the issue. Therefore, the idea that I chose was to try to mimic a parent through AI encoding in order to create a virtual parent. I chose to create a virtual parent app to bridge the gap between a child and a parent. With Parently, children can talk to and get advice from a parent anytime and anywhere. This virtual parent can be like an additional member to the family. So now let's talk about similar products. So there are no direct competitors of Parently, but there are quite a few apps that help to organize parents and families. One of them being Baby Connect, where parents can track their infants. They can track things such as feeding, diapers, sleep, and so on. The second being Cozy. Cozy is a website and a mobile app to help families stay organized. And lastly, AppClose. AppClose is an app to support families of all forms. As I said, I'll say it again, there are no direct competitors of Parently. Parently is an app that provides children who need a parent with a virtual parent that can talk to them or give them advice. So now I'll show you a quick product demo. So first, the child has to create their parent. They can design their parent however they want. Then they have to enter their details, which is essential for them to have a totally personalized experience. Then they can decide what they want to do, take advice, or talk to their virtual parent. Now I'd like to focus on the advice section. The advice section also transforms according to the age entered by the child. For example, if the age of the child is from 8 to 12, then they'll be considered a tween. And the problems that are listed here will be those problems that are commonly faced by tweens. Whereas if they're teens, then the app will suggest them problems that are faced by teens. Then they can simply select the problem that they are facing, and Parently will suggest them four points that can help them overcome the issue. If they want to find out even more, there are four helpful links that can help them overcome the issue, as well as two videos. So how exactly is Parently different? Well, Parently is the world's first ever virtual parent platform. There is no other app in the world which is solving the problem of children having a single parent. There are numerous apps which exist to support parents, but none for supporting children. This app would be a unique support system for millions of children worldwide who otherwise are at a risk of falling into depression. My goal with Parently is for everyone to have a virtual parent so that nobody is at risk of falling into depression. Thank you.
Thank you, Arush. That was great, and really appreciate you sharing that. My question for you is, the interaction that the virtual parent does with the child, like how long do you imagine that interaction to be on average? And kind of how versatile will the virtual parent be to be able to kind of work with children who may need extra help or extra time or very specific needs?
So first of all, to answer your second question, the virtual parents, since they're not actually living human beings, they're available 24 by 7. This is the problem that I'm overcoming. So the virtual parents are available all the time. The children can access the virtual parent whenever they want. Therefore, there will never be any extra help that's needed because the virtual parents are available to the children whenever and wherever they want. Second of all, and then the question about how long the interaction will be. Well, so in this case, let's talk about the chatbot. So basically, the child can have normal conversations with the chatbot, and the chatbot behaves like an actual living human being. So it all depends on how many questions and how many messages the child sends. So there's no set time. Therefore, I don't know what the average time for the interaction would be.
Got it. Okay. That's very helpful. Thank you. I really appreciate you sharing your application and great job.
Thank you, Arush. Since Advai got cut off last time, we are just going to have him back to start presenting again. Advai, are you ready?
Yes, yes, ma'am, I'm right.
All right.
Can you see my presentation?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Go ahead. Start.
Hello everyone, I am Advaskrit. I am 7 years old and I study in class 2 at DPS Patna. I am a Whitehat junior programmer since 2019. I have created this app to help people who need hospital beds in emergencies. How did the idea come up? Since March 2020, what I always heard was about corona pandemic. I heard in news channels, and my parents, who are doctors and are on COVID duties, are always discussing about the patients who are being turned down due to lack of bed. This caused a lot of problems for them. As we know that India is the second largest populated country of the world, health facilities may not reach all. The COVID pandemic and other serious diseases has placed a lot of stress to the care delivery system. Serious patients are often turned down due to lack of beds. They may die outside the hospitals. Can we solve the problem of lack of information about beds? Yes, a mobile app where anyone suffering from COVID and other disease could log in and inquire the status of hospital beds. They could share their symptoms, know if they need admission, and then book up bed. A surety of bed allays their fear. Similar apps are on the market. E-Health Tele-Government app, Hospital Bed Inventory app, Healthcare Portal Bengaluru app. How is my app different from other apps? The email directly goes to the doctors and they can answer all your queries and other questions in the queries section. The authorities are directly associated with the hospital and hence bed tracking and booking is accurate and on accurate time. How does it work? The first screen is login screen. In the login screen, the patient has to click on the Get Started button to go to the second screen, the patient details screen. In the patient details screen, the patient has to fill all his details like patient name, patient phone number, etc. and then click on the next button and go to the third screen, the symptoms screen. In the symptoms screen, the patient has to take all his symptoms like fever, headache, cough, body pain, etc. and then click on the next button and go to the fourth screen, the bed inquiry screen. In the bed inquiry screen, the patient has to take that his has been done or not, and then automatically an email will form and directly go to the doctors. Now the patient can come to hospital and get admitted on time. Once COVID is over, this app is still very useful. It can be then used for any patient who needs admission in the hospital due to serious problems. It will be associated with the hospital online portal. Timely information is given to the needy patients. This app is very important today as we are facing one of the biggest emergencies of humanity, the COVID pandemic. This app is going to change many lives for better. This app will not only solve the problems for patients, but also for the doctors. This app serves the humanity for larger good. Thank you.
Thank you, Advay. And that was fantastic. My question for you is, as you think about managing data on your app, there's a lot of sensitive data that you're dealing with. So how are you thinking about privacy policies and keeping the data secure?
It will go to the doctors directly and they can keep it. The data is in the form of email and it can be stored in Google Sheets and later it can be downloaded.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Advay. That was great. Really appreciate you sharing your app with me.
Thank you, sir.
Sorry. Up next, we have Shivang, who's a 9-year-old who has created a preterm baby care app to help parents track live their preterm baby's vitals. Let's hear more about this from Shivang.
So, hello, sir.
Hi, Shivang. Looking forward to hearing more about your app.
Okay, sir. So, hello, I'm Sham Patel. I'm 9 years old and I'm in 5th grade. I'm studying in Bal Bharati's public school, Whitehat. I have built an application named Intensive Preterm Baby Care where hospitals can live monitor their ICU babies. I want to make sure that doctors can see ICU babies' health conditions live at anywhere, anytime. Next Parents Version app is in progress. Apart from creating apps, I like listening music and cycling. Why I came up with this idea? I got inspired to create this app since I'm extremely preterm baby and my birth weight was 950 grams and later after 2 weeks it was 820 grams only. My parents shared me their experiences and I was inspired to create an app like this. I want to bring isobiotic free on mobile devices which will help other parents worldwide who have preterm babies. Getting health condition about preterm babies is not so easy from ICU room. As an example, my parents got updates of my critical health conditions after every 24 hours from ICU desk, and for next update they have to wait next 24 hours and it is very difficult to wait in such long and in such critical cases of the baby. I'm sure this app will be a new revolution in medical industry to bring isobiotic free on mobile device. So problem statement. Every year, an estimated 15 million babies are born preterm before 37 completed weeks of gestation, and this number is rising. Preterm birth complications are the leading cause of death among children under 5 years of age, responsible for approximately 1 million deaths in 2018 as per WHO. 3/4 of these deaths could be prevented with current cost-effective interventions. Across 184 countries, the rate of preterm birth ranges from 5% to 18% of babies born. So, problem statement views. So, as per Mrs. Jenna Morgan, which is my family friend, so she says that preterm is one of the biggest issues around the world. More than 60% of preterm births occur in Africa and South Asia, but preterm birth is truly a global problem, that is USA and UK. And as per Mr. Kriti Rajan Reddy, who is my neighbor, and he also says that yes, I also heard same statistics globally. And Mr. Ashish Gautam, who is my society friend, and he says that yes, I agree with you. And in the lower income countries, on average, 12% of babies are born too early compared with 9% in higher income countries. Within countries, poorer families are at higher risk. Solution: more than 3/4 of premature babies can be saved with feasible, cost-effective care such as essential care during childbirth. Preventing deaths and complications from preterm birth starts with a healthy pregnancy. Fasting on healthy diet and optimal nutrition, not using tobacco and other hazardous substances, use fetal measurements including use of ultrasound to help determine gestational age. Better access to contraceptives and increased empowerment could also help reduce preterm births. Similar products. There are few apps available but have only basic information on preterm, like New Made for neonatal doctors and nurses and Guide to Newborn Care. In my intensive preterm baby care app, I have implemented features like sign in, log in, reset password, log out, store baby profile details, ICU live monitoring, feeding alert, KFC alert, SMS call alert features, etc. And there is no app with dynamic or real-time database connections. So, app demonstration. This is the sign up page. New users can enter their email ID and password and click on sign up. And this is the login page. User who is already registered can log in to access this app. Baby profile details. This is the first screen of the app, which is baby profile. Here, user will have to enter all the baby details to register a baby in the app. ICU live monitoring. So this is the ICU monitoring screen. This list of baby names are coming from the real-time database. When we click on a baby, it will navigate the user to the ICU monitoring, to the baby ICU live monitoring screen. Here, it will show details of the baby like name, date of birth, heart rate, pulse rate, respiratory rate, and temperature. Emergency contact. This is the emergency contact tree. Here also it is getting the list of baby names from the real-time database. When user will click on a baby name, it will navigate the user to SMS call parents tree, which will display the baby details like name, mother name, gender, etc. In case if any modification is required, user will click on update baby profile. It will redirect to baby profile page to update and save baby details. SMS and call buttons will help to communicate with baby's parents instantly in case of emergency. And if the doctor wants to send feeding SMS alert, the doctor can click on feeding SMS alert or KFC SMS alert to send SMS on the registered mobile number. So settings page. Settings page will help the user to know about the app. On the top, there is logout button to exit from the app. So why my app is unique? So first, isometric tree is connected with local switch, and the local switch is connected with the wireless router, or the monitor can strictly work on Wi-Fi. Now, wireless router or isometric tree is connected with cloud-based real-time database, and real-time database stores all details inside, that is heart rate, pulse rate, and respiratory rate, etc. Finally, Interpreter Baby Care app is syncing data from real-time database. Interpreter Baby Care app is connected with cloud-based real-time database and is syncing all data. Now you will see the same data which is displayed on isometric trees, and the same data will show on your mobile device. Thank you.
Thank you, Shivank. That was fantastic. Really appreciate you walking me through that. I guess my question to you is more of an educational one. Can you kind of just talk a bit about some of the long-term health risks that preterm babies potentially face?
So, like the long-term risks that preterm baby faces are like vision problems and dental problems and other organ-related issues. Like there can be some problems with their lungs, or there might be some malfunction in some organs of the preterm baby in long term.
Okay, got it. Thank you. I think a lot of parents would find this extremely valuable, especially if their child is preterm and is going to be spending a significant amount of time in the hospital before they can take them home with them.
Yes, sir. And even a fun fact that I spent my first 2 months in the hospital only.
Wow. Well, you've certainly come a long way, and congrats on launching this app. And it's really fantastic that you're focused on.
It is also available on Play Store.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Next up, we have a 10-year-old Shreyans who has created a game called Super Ninja that helps kids understand the importance of passion and hard work through a fun-filled journey. We'd love to hear more about this from you. Are you ready? Shreyans?
Yeah, now I can speak. Yeah. So, am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you now, Shreyans.
Yeah. So we can start the slideshow. Yeah. So I'm Shreyans Dongre and the creator of Supernatural. A little bit about me. My name is Shreyans Dongre. I study Neuro School, grade 6. I'm a coder and I've created a game called Supernatural. I like to solve real world problems and play football. What made me create this? I saw a movie where there was a kid who wanted to become an artist, but his parents didn't want him to become an artist. They wanted him to become an engineer, and I saw his journey through his hard work and passion, and that made me create this. There are kids out there. There are kids who face this problem, and that made me create this game. The problem: there are millions of kids out there who don't get a chance to prove themselves either of poverty or their parents don't allow them to be. Customer feedback, one of my friends. It's an awesome game to play. A lot of new things come. Keep it up. One game to play, and it also made me realize that nothing can stop me from chasing my dreams. The solution: my game gives the user the experience of an adventurous and daring life, encourages kids to chase their dreams. Product demo. So this is the login screen. So you click on this button and you go on the screen. So there are 4 levels, and I'm working to increase the levels to 8 or 12. Yeah. So here's the first level. So as you pass the first level, there's the second level and the third level. In the third level, you get a knife and a fireball, which is a feature of this game, and you can shoot it on the enemies. And this is the last level. You have to prove that you can do or you can chase your dreams, and this is the last level of the game. Why is it unique? The reason for why it's unique is because there is no other game that teaches kids this lesson by a fun way. Means there are a lot of apps out there, but don't teach a kid by the fun way. That's why it's unique. Thank you.
Thank you, Shreyans. That was fantastic. I really appreciate you sharing that. My question for you is, are you thinking about adding kind of different themes onto your game, or let's say
yeah. I'm adding new levels in the game. Yeah, I'm adding a lot of new levels on the game. It's on work. It's work in progress now.
Okay, got it. And what will the new levels? How will they be different, or what will they be doing?
There will be new levels there will be a space theme, and in the space theme you will have sci-fi objects, and means there will be new features also over there. So I'm updating it tomorrow.
Okay, great. Well, that's really exciting, and it looks like a really fun game. Thank you very much for sharing that, Shreyans.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shreyans. Next, we have MV Raj Varun, 14 years old, who's the creator of Varun's Reflexology app, an app that maps corresponding parts of the human body with nerve endings in the human thumb. Let's hear more about this from him.
Okay, so can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, hello, sir. So this is the start of my presentation about myself.
Great. Hello, how are you? Looking forward to learning more about your app.
So, okay, about myself. My name is Raj Varun, student of Whitehat Junior, and I am 14 years old, studying 9th grade in Sherwood Hall School. I made this app so that people will have no difficulties with pain issues in the.
And Raj, we can't see your screen if you're sharing something. So.
Can you share your screen, Raj?
Okay, so can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see your screen now.
Okay, about myself. My name is MV Rajoron, student of Whitehat Junior, and I am 14 years old, studying 9th grade in Sherwood Hall School. I made this app so that people will have no difficulties with pain issues in their body. I do gaming videos on YouTube apart from learning coding. Why I made this app? My father is a reflexologist. He used to treat me for health issues using hand reflexology. The natural way of pain relief I got out of it was miraculous. So I thought, why can't an app be made for navigating pain relief points in hand? Problem statement. Many people suffer from issues like diabetes, arthritis, and other pain-related problems, and this is felt worldwide. This app can really help to solve such body-related pain issues with reflexology, a supportive therapy. Customer feedback. My dad's feedback. This Reflexo pain relief app helps in locating pain relief points in hand instantly. Mom. Using this app, one can reduce the intake of excessive medicine. Solution statement. My Reflexo pain relief app can navigate the reflex points in hand. The pain relief point, the pressure points we locate on hands are directly connected to the nervous system and have an effect on our glands and organs. It heals by stimulating the body nerves and promotes blood flow, thus relieves pain. Similar apps. These reflexology apps shows the hand reflex point for pain in organs only, but there's no navigation for pain in whole body. Product demo. So we are here in the get started screen, and we have to enter our name and then get started. We will be directed to two screens, which are the home screen and the about screen. In the about screen, we can find information about this Reflexo pain relief app, and in the home screen, we can see a human face model. And then, for example, if we have pain in the indicated point, we have to click on the point and the point will be highlighted in blue color. And then we have to click on the next button and it will direct us to result screen, which will show us the exact point in our thumb. And we have to apply pressure in the indicated area for 5 minutes and we will experience some pain relief. How my app is unique. When I browsed in Play Store, no such hand reflexology app was available that could show the exact point for pain relief. So I decided this app would be different from others by navigating the exact pain relief point through hand reflexology. The end. Thank you for spending it.
Thank you, Raj. Really appreciate you walking us through that. A really great app that you're creating. My question for you is, kind of how often does someone need to do reflexology to get relief from pain? Is it every day, once a week, or how often do they need to do it?
Okay, so if you have pain in your body, you have to keep pressing on the point until you feel the pain relief point. So if you keep pressing for like let's say 10 minutes or something, and you still don't feel it, you have to like leave intervals and keep pressing on that same point, and then you will eventually feel the pain relief.
Got it. Okay. Thank you and great job. Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you. Last but not the least, all of 7 years old, Abhina is the creator of Emergency app that allows a person in need of emergency care to raise a panic alarm to alert people around them. Let's hear more about this from Abhina. Are you ready?
Yes. Can you see?
Yes, we can.
Good morning.
Good morning, Abhina. Looking forward to hearing more about your app.
Good morning, everyone. So now I am going to present the Emergency app. My name is Abhina J. Ohan. I am 7 years old, studying at Podar International School, Latur, Maharashtra. I have created an emergency app
which helps people in emergencies like fire emergency, crime, robbery, senior citizen help, etc. As COVID-19 pandemic hit India, I thought of adding emergency phone numbers of COVID helpline of different states of India. Apart from coding, I like to play cricket, ride cycle, drawing, and also have completed Kidathon with good timing. I have received 4 gold medals in SOF Olympiad first standard. How I came up with this idea. When I was going with my family to a trip, we saw a man lying on a highway. His clothes were soiled and his bike was in broken condition. We stopped the car near him. He was injured. My father called the ambulance and police. At that time, I realized the importance of emergency numbers. When I started learning coding with Whitehat Junior, I got an idea of making an emergency app to help such people in emergency situations. What are the problems? Every year, about 5 lakh road accidents occur in India, claiming 1.5 lakh lives. Many emergencies like fire mishap, medical emergencies, robbery, theft, child lost the way, woman atrocities, etc. cost lives of millions. Other services like railway inquiry, senior citizen help, blood bank may also be required in emergency situations. With emergence of COVID-19 pandemic, people need help regarding various issues. Finding solution. Fire emergency, crime, robbery, theft, etc. are the emergency situations. In these situations, you can call, raise a panic alarm, or share your location, else find help near you. You can also know your own location, and these all things help to rescue. Product demo. If you are a new user, then register. If you have already registered, then you have to log in. After login, it will take you to our home screen of emergency app. There is a panic button on the home screen. By clicking it, it will raise an alarm. And by clicking the stop button, it will stop the alarm. And by clicking the emergency numbers button, it will take you to emergency numbers screen. And there is also a COVID emergency numbers button, which will navigate you to COVID emergency numbers screen. On that screen, you have to choose any state in which you are. And on the emergency number screen, you have to choose any situation. After choosing situation, you have to call if you want to call to the respective emergency by clicking the call button. And if you want to know the nearest help center, then click on Find Near Me button. It will show you nearest help centers near you. And if you call, then this screen will open. And there is also a location screen. If you want to know your location on the location screen, then click on My Location button. And if you want to share your location, then click on Send Your Location button. There are some similar apps like My Emergency app, Emergency SOS, 11 to India, I see call for help. My app is unique because my app has many features which other apps don't have. Here are some potential feedbacks from my family members. I would like to thank my teacher Divya Shah and my mentor Sinu Matthew and also Whitehat Junior. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing your app. That was fantastic. My question for you is, have you thought about creating a community within the app? So if you're facing an emergency situation, not only can you tell the authorities, but you could tell your parents or your family so that they could become aware as well.
On the location screen, if we share location, we can share location using various methods like Gmail, SMS, WhatsApp, etc.
Got it. Okay, that's great. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you kind of walking me through that. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinav. And with this, we conclude our pitching session. There was indeed a lot of great effort from all the winners to pitch their ideas. Amit, would you like to share your thoughts on the apps we just witnessed and anything in particular that caught your attention?
Yeah, I think all of you did an absolutely fantastic job. It's clear that you've put in a tremendous amount of work and effort into this, and you're tackling some of the world's most challenging problems with these apps. And so it's just very inspiring to see kind of what you're working on and what you've created. And I'm really excited for kind of what you're going to continue to build these apps into, and the impact that each of you are going to have on the world. So I think bravo to each of you, and fantastic job.
Thank you once again, Amit, for your time, and thank you to all the children for being such active participants. With this, we conclude our session in this East Silicon Valley program. Thank you once again.